O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye pathmakers of old, Namaste. All ye beings of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Ancestors of all of the lineages to whom we attune, our bloodlines and all of our adopted lines, Namaste. Om Shri Dhanvantreya Namaha, most beloved celestial healer, we call upon thee. Namaste. Om Shri Babaji Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Namaha. Om Shri Yukteswarji Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yoganandaji Namaha. Om Shri Sheliji Namaha. Om Shri Kriyanandaji Namaha. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, we call upon thee to be with us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bless our meditation. Bless our time together. May our communication be clear. May it be uplifting. May it be meaningful to our enlightenment. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May the peace pervading all beings, the peace beyond your wildest imagination, fill every cell of your beings. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Welcome to my heart, and welcome to our Sangha. Take a deep breath and relax and be comfortable. Once upon a yogi time, in a beautiful village, lived a monk. The monk took care of all the spiritual needs of the villagers. Very, very well respected, very learned, very kind and compassionate soul. Did his practice. Everybody thought very highly of the monk. In the village lived a young woman. And in the way of things, one day, the young woman became pregnant. Mom and dad were not happy. This was not a happy pregnancy. All during her pregnancy, who's the father? Who's the father? Who's the father? She has the baby. Papa comes in the room, Mama comes in the room. Who's the father? Who's the father of this baby? And she blurts out, "It's the monk. It's the monk." The father grabs his grandson. That's it. Takes the baby right after it's born and rushes across the village knocks on the door. How could you? How could you? This is your child. And he shoves the grandson at the monk. Monk looks at the baby and he says, is that so? Yes, you took advantage of my daughter. I can't believe you sitting here and pretending to be so holy and so good. Look at what you did. Is that so? Is that so? Father stomps away from the house. I'm going to tell everybody. You are a phony. You are a fakir. A fakir. You're fake, fake, fake. Monk says, is that so? Well, he'd never taken care of babies before, even though he grew up in a family and, had younger children. He kind of had some idea of what to do. So he goes around and tries to get people in the village to help him. Well, nobody wants to help him. Everybody's, you faker, you are such a, we thought you were so holy. Look at you, look at you. People start throwing rocks at him and stones at him, and he just says, is that so? Is that so? The whole village was a buzz with the word of what a horrible, horrible man this monk was. For when somebody is holy and they fall, it can be a big fall down, right? So he finally finds an old woman, very old woman, with compassion. Grandmama, would you help me? They gave me this baby. I need to feed it. What do I do? So she helps him. She's kind and she shows him how to feed the baby, how to give the baby milk, how to change the baby's diapers, how to swaddle the baby, how to cuddle it when it's crying, and how to burp it. And it was a simple time. They didn't need a lot, but she helped him. So with little education, he goes back to his house and he's taking care of the baby. Well, a week goes by, 10 days go by, and the mother of the baby cannot stand it. She is so upset and so wrought with guilt. She doesn't have her baby. And she just had this child that she wanted. And her father came in and yanked it away and took it away. She lays in bed and sobs and cries. And she hears a little voice in her head saying, well, this is really your fault that the baby's not with you. It's your responsibility. If you had only told your parents the truth, they might have been upset, but you'd have your son. Now what are you going to do? A week has gone by, 10 days have gone by, and she finally says, I have to tell them. She goes and says, Mom, Dad, I need to talk to you. I told an untruth. I lied to you. I'm sorry. The monk is not the father of my child. Peter, the baker's son, is the father of my child. I love Peter. We've loved each other, but you don't like his father. I didn't want to tell you because you don't like his family, but we love each other and we want to get married. And he's the father of my son. Her parents were astounded, just astounded. Her father, mortified, realized what he had done. He had gotten emotional and he had told lies all over the village. He had besmirched the name of the holiest, most helpful, most compassionate, loving person in the village. He had lied. He thought his daughter lied. He lied. He had no compassion when it came to his daughter. He didn't ask any questions. He was so concerned about himself and his perception of how people thought of him. He made a big mistake. So he grabs his daughter and he grabs his wife and he runs across to where the monk is, and the monk opens the door. The baby in his arms, well swaddled, well dressed, pretty comfortable looking in the monk's arms. And the father said, "I'm sorry. I lied. You're not the father of this child." The monk says, "Is that so?" "Yes," grabs his daughter. "Please, tell us what's going on here." "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry." Shri. Peter the baker's son is the father of my child. Is that so? And I'm so sorry we ruined your reputation with our lies. The monk says, "Is that so?" Still holding on to the baby. The girl says, "Would you please accept my apology?" And the father says, "Would you please accept my apology?" And the mother says, "Would you please accept my apology?" And the daughter says, "And would you please give me back my baby?" The monk held the baby a little while longer, and he looks at each one and he says, "Is that so? Is that so? Is that so?" Reaches down and gives the baby a blessing, and wishes him strength, wishes him equanimity, and wishes him joy all of the days of his life. And without another word, he hands the baby to the mother. And then, in the coming months, coming days, the coming months, every time he'd see someone in the village who had spoken poorly of him, who had blamed him, who had called him names, they would come and apologize to him. And he would just nod. They would say, "I was wrong." And he would say, "Is that so? I called you names. Is that so? I said horrible things about you. I thought horrible things about you. I threw stones at you." And he said, "Is that so?" And the young girl and the baker's son got married and had many children that they wanted. And each child they took to the monk to be blessed. Now, what does that have to do with you and me and our Sunday meditation? What does that have to do with us? Life is a teeter totter. Or as my guru used to say, 70% of the days are the same. 75% of the days are the same. You get up, you go to work, you get up, you get dressed, you eat your breakfast, you go to work, you come home, you do something around the house, you go to bed. And it goes on and on and on like that. You might meditate in between, you might read, you might study, you might go for a walk, you might run, you might work out, you might be with your family, you might play with your children. But 70% of our days are the same. And then there are days which are the other 25%, which are challenging days, days of challenge. Something happens that seems out of the ordinary. And then there are the days, 5% of the time, that are turning points in our lives, days that are really big days of change, big days of challenge, big days when the news comes that somebody that you love has transitioned, or the news comes that your health is not what you thought it was, that you have a health challenge in front of you. Or the day comes that your job situation has changed, your work situation has changed. These days make up 5% of the time. But sometimes with our minds, we make them 100% of the time. We say, oh. As the old ladies used to say, oh, be careful. The other shoe is going to drop. Something bad is going to happen. People die in threes. Everything bad happens in threes. Oh, please. No, not accurate, not accurate. But walking around with that idea, or as one of my elder mothers said to me, don't be too happy, honey. You're going to be sorry. Life is going to disappoint you if you're happy. She was wrong, but it was a powerful statement, wasn't it? The problem is when we take that 5% and we magnify it and we think, this 5% is going to last forever. Now, I said there's 5% that are an intense part of your life. I did not say that it's all negative. But what happens, right? You see this all the time. There's a Jupiter that passes through somebody's second house, if you will. Make it simple. Love, money, wealth. Wealth comes through in their house of money. And all of a sudden, money starts flowing in and flowing in and flowing in and flowing in and flowing in. And it's in that 5% bucket. And what happens? They spend and spend and spend and spend and spend as if this money is going to keep flowing in perpetually until the end of their incarnation. Sometimes people don't say, well, gosh, all these other events in my life happened during a period. I wonder if this one will too. Will this also be a period? It's great all this wealth is coming in. Maybe, just maybe, I need to put some of it away and save so that when the spigot stops, when the time changes, I will have a eggs nest, if you will. I will have money set aside to take care of what I need, rather than going out and buying 15 boats or 2 airplanes or, 15 boats plus 2 airplanes. We were in Cannes a few years ago visiting my guru, and we're down on the Croisette, and I'm sure many of you have seen these before, but I had never, ever, ever seen the kind of boats that they have. And they're not boats. I mean, they're not boats. They're ships, yachts, and there were not one of them, but a lot of them in the harbor. And I said to Kriyanandaji, are those all tourist ships that are coming in? Like cruise ships? And he laughed and said, we were just at lunch, and so and so was sitting next to us. I said, yes, and he said, one of those is his, and the man behind him, one of those is his. He said, all around you, disciple, are people who own those boats. And I said, Guruji, really? I mean, I've heard of yachts, but these are gargantuan, really gargantuan. Now, the thought that came to my mind is, I wonder how long that Jupiter is living in their lives. How long is that going to be there? What have they done? Are they doing anything to care for their financial future going forward? Maybe for them, this is not a 5% time of their life. Maybe for them, this is a 70% a time of their life, that they really have this affluence that is strong, 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 strong. And then a few years ago, something happened, and on the political stage someplace, and there was a freezing of assets done by a government, freezing of assets, and assets of many of these yacht owners were frozen. So they could not get to their yachts. They could not get to their money. They couldn't get to their homes. Their homes were locked out of them. I remember reading about one person who was, fortunately, had gone to live in a place where he at least had one home left and able to get to a small amount of assets. Now, that was a lesson to me. And I say this to you because in all of the consciousness, one would have said, well, nothing can happen. Nothing can happen that will take this away from this group of people. They will remain wealthy. They will remain in this condition. Life is change. Here's the teeter-totter. Here's the teeter-totter. We need to find a balance. We need to go not like this, not like this, not like this, but like this. The namaste is not here or here. It's here. And the problem when the karma flows in great intensity into our lives, the problem is sometimes we live with a veil of illusion. We think the business is going to continue to grow and wealth is going to continue to come in indefinitely. Or we think the problems are going to come in indefinitely. Or we think the good health is going to be here indefinitely. Or we look at other people around us and we say, oh, I see they got old. They got a few wrinkles on their skin. Their skin's not as nice as it was, That's never going to happen to me. And then you look in the mirror one morning and you say, oh, I see. Yes, it does happen. How did that happen to me? And so there's a necessity to recognize and to use that 70% of the time, which is your everyday, just your ordinary day, where nothing is really happening to you, where you don't feel as if, just getting up, you're going about your life, you're teaching, you're working, you're enjoying your life with your family, your friends. Nothing of great consequence is happening. Those are the days that you need to use. Put the money in the bank. Put your spiritual wealth in the bank. Those are the days that you need to practice. Practice equanimity. You see something happening in the world that upsets your mind. May all be calm. May all be peace-filled. May all be bliss-filled. May all be goodness. You decide to walk through the day. May you be mentally happy. Everybody you see. May you be physically happy. May you be safe. May you have ease of well-being. Everybody you see. You're building your bank. You're building your spiritual muscles, if you will. You're building your strength of concentration. You're building your capacity to gather your prana and use it usefully, to utilize the pranic energy that you have. That's a great skill, but it takes effort. It takes practice. It takes daily repetition. Because there will come a time, my beloved, one of the Swamis said to me a while ago, for the time had come for him. And he had serious physical illness, coming quite suddenly, requiring a number of things like a bone marrow transplant and various interventions. And his body became sicker and sicker. And he said to me, in the beginning, we were talking about sadhana when it first happened. What could he do? What could he do? What could he do? And then as time went on, he came back and he said, I can't do this anymore. I don't have the energy to do it. I can't concentrate. I can't do that. No, I'm too sick to do this. Too sick to do that. What can I do? And I said to him one day, can you remember the Om? Can you just remember the Om? Yes. 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 I said, okay, well then you don't need anything else. Just remember the Om. At that moment, and it appeared to me through the end of his incarnation, he just remembered the Om. He called me to his home the day before he transitioned and asked for a blessing, and he was asked that we chant the Om together. And he had a recording that he asked his children to play. I want you to play this now. As I'm leaving, I want you to play this. And it was just a repetition of the Om. Now that was, to me, and I hope maybe I can relay to you the importance of that. There are times in our lives where the teeter totter is up, we're high up, and the world is down here, we're high, and there are times when the teeter totter is even. Everything seems equanimity. There's equanimity in everything, and then there are times when we are on the downward trend and everything else seems positive, or our energy is, or our time of life is. Our prana has seeped out. Do you hear? It's going to happen to every one of us. Sometimes it happens because you worked so hard that day you're just simply exhausted. Sometimes it happens because we're talking about it's the end of your incarnation, or your body is sick and experiencing difficulties. It matters not. You need now, when you can, you need now to develop the strength, the repetition, the habit, if you will, of doing sadhana, of doing practice, of doing some practice that is going to help you to gain the muscles that you need, so that when these times come that are up and down and up and down and up and down, you can maintain equanimity. Equanimity is knowing it is as it is, because this is how it should be. What is it should I be doing now? What should I be doing now? Not becoming all upset because the time has changed, because your loved one is no longer with you, because you can see your body is not what it has been. But to have equanimity, to realize we're living on the earth plane. This is where you are. You are in this, not me, but your own, right? But you're in this. Your consciousness, your soul, your spirit is encased in this physical being. You're not encased in the body of an eagle or a cicada or an ant or an elephant, or a tiger or a lion. But this, and thus your consciousness can be limited and is generally limited by this. And so we need to do, one needs to do whatever you can to optimize your capacities in this body that you're in, to be able to meditate, to move outside of this body, to ascend, not directly in front of you, but up, 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 ascend upwards. Take your consciousness and ascend upward, upward, upward. It's a different way of looking at your life. To be able to think, what's tomorrow going to look like? What do I need to do today to prepare for tomorrow? I had the opportunity yesterday to attend a commencement ceremony and to see hundreds of people who had taken one step in front of another, in front of another, in front of another, in front of another, to achieve a goal that they valued, to do something that they valued. It's remarkable, just remarkable. But you don't have to be getting hooded for your PhD or being given your bachelor's degree to study, to practice, to gain wisdom. Every one of those souls there yesterday, every one of them. The question is, now what? Now what do I do with what I have achieved? But for you and me on the spiritual path, the question is, aha, what am I gaining the skill at that is going to be helpful to me? Not because I'm going to be, people are going to think I'm so holy, or not because of this or that or the other thing. What am I doing? What are you doing to bring your mind and the chaos of your thoughts into balance? To bring your greed into balance? Oh, you may say, I'm not greedy. Oh, really? It's the last of the attributes to go, is greed. It's going back to the men on the yacht. How much do you need? How much space do you need? The polarity on the earth plane is amazing. Absolutely amazing. 30 people living in a tiny square hut, and 2 people living on a mega yacht. Well, more than 2. You have to have somebody to take care of all the stuff, so that was an inaccurate statement. With that, what have I said? What I've said is that equanimity means being able to just say, is that so? Isn't that interesting? Somebody hands you a baby and says it's yours, and you know it's not. But it doesn't do any good to fight or to argue. You say, oh, all right, is that so? Or are you a person who gets trapped in the negativity, the name calling? Let that go. Don't do that. It's not a good thing to do. What skills can you gain now? What practice can you gain now to build your spiritual bank account so that when you need it, you have the skills that you need to do the practice that is going to help you? I have seen more people than I wish face physical difficulties that are quite challenging. I've seen practitioners face physical difficulties that are quite challenging. And if they can find that one thing, my beloved, it carries them through. Find the one thing. Learn, beginning today, to become detached from the emotional preferences of your mind. And find the one thing. I'd like to close with just one very important point, or thought, if you will. Not long ago, a student said to me, in my prayers, I am praying for everyone who is doing good in the world to be blessed. And I said, well, that's interesting. How do you know who's doing good in the world? When we pray like that, we're only praying for our own preferences. When you think like that, when you only bless those people that you think are doing good in the world, you're only feeding your own biases and prejudices. Let go of that. Pray that all be blessed. All be blessed. Even those you don't like. Even those who at this time you think are being horrible. Because what you are seeing is the manifestation of their karma. You don't know the long picture. And in the words of my guru, in the long run, all will be balanced. All will be well. And so we will spend the rest of our time in meditation and prayer. Find practices. As I give you practices, as you study practices, as you find practices that you wish to learn. If you want to learn and you don't know and you think I know, ask me and I'll teach you what I can. I'll share it with you. The path of Kriya Yoga is a mystical path. It's an esoteric path. It's a primary path. It's you walking it for you and me walking it for me. It is not me walking it for you. It is not you walking it for everybody else. It is not me telling you what to do. It is me trying to inspire you and help you to lift yourselves. Because you're the only ones that can stand up in the greatest of the yoga asanas, standing upon your own 2 feet and seeing what is going to be meaningful for you at this time to find your enlightenment. Namaste ji. Let us meditate. Sit with your spine erect and your hands in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb together in a circle, the other 3 fingers pointed together, the hands upward on the thighs as a cup. Performing the resurrection breath, turn your head to the left with a double exhalation. Bring the head back to the center and begin to watch the breath. Use the sipping breath. Pull the energy from the limbs of the body to the trunk of the body. Again, gently sipping as through a straw, pull the energy from the trunk to the spinal column. And now from the base of the spine to the sun center. Moving that energy as a golden light in front of you. Sweep that golden light around your body, moving counterclockwise 3 times, encasing your body in golden light. Expand that golden ball of light. And ascend above the room you're in. above the building you're in, above the continent, above the earth plane. Ascend. Ascend. Ascend to the high place. And find yourself in a place of meditation. In your mind's eye, draw a circle of light. Project that circle of light out in front of you. And now, using a golden pen of light, begin to draw the Om. This is the symbol you see in front of you next to the altar. You draw the Om. Begin with the Ah. Using the golden pen of light, draw the Oo. And then the M. And then the Bindu. A second time, draw that golden circle of light. Take your pen and draw it over the circle, vivifying the light. Draw the Ah. The Oo. The M. The Bindu. Again, turn up the light on the circle. Trace it again. Brilliant white light. Draw the Ah. The Oo. The M. Bindu. Gazing at the circle with the Om. You have built a mandala. Lift it to your sun center. Turn up the light. Draw the Om closer to your sun center. Offer your breath to the Om. Breathe upon the Om. Feel it becoming more and more brilliant. Bring the Om directly to your sun center, the point between your eyes. Inhaling through the nostrils. Bring the Om directly over your spinal column. See the golden Om begin to dissolve down your spine. Golden drops of Om dissolving down your spinal column, down your sesamotic channel. Feel that golden Om radiating from your spinal column into the trunk of your body. And from the trunk of your body to the limbs of your body. Feel the Om radiating through your face, your hair, your ears, your eyes, your lips, filled with the Om. the muscles filled with the Om, your skin filled with the Om, your blood singing with the Om as it moves through your body, singing the Om. Every organ in the body filled with the Om. The Om radiating through the physical, pouring and filling the astral body. The astral body filled with the Om pours to the physical body, each chakra of your being. Pouring down from your sun center, reaching the Saturn chakra and radiating forth, ascending to the Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, the sun, moon, filled with Om. In your mind's eye, in the high place, you see the powers that be in their golden light, sending forth upon you golden rings of blessing, golden lights of blessing, pouring down from the top of your being. Accepting the blessings that life is sending unto you at this moment. Breathe in the Om. Now from this high place, call forth all of the powers that be. O ye powers that be, join with us as we send forth our meditative blessings. We call upon thee to send forth thy blessings. O ye powers that be, thou knowest better than we that which is needed to soften the karma of all life beings upon the earth. Free all beings. Free me from all limitation, that I might be of service to all living beings. Free us from all limitation, that we might be of service to all living beings. In your mind's eye, you are filled with the Om. Take the golden light of Kriya, the old golden light of your yoga city, the golden light of anandic bliss, and using the Om as the vehicle, your breath as the vehicle of blessings. First, let us send forth our blessings to Mother Gaia herself, that all upon her bosom, that all resting within her presence, be blessed as we send this light around her, through her, in her, as we chant the Om. See the golden lights pouring down upon her. And let us chant the Om Shanti mantra 3 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now using the Om mantra, feel that golden light radiating forth from your sun center, calling all of the powers that be to pour forth their blessings along with us. Just chant the Om and see the light pouring down upon Mother Gaia, upon the earth whom we are resting within. O ye powers that be, join with us as we pour forth our blessings upon all of those who are in need upon the earth, those who are thirsty, those who are hungry, those who are cold, those who are lonely, whose lives are economically uncertain, physically uncertain, educationally uncertain, who are living with insecurities. We call upon thee to pour forth thy blessings, that that which is needed most is given unto them. And again, chant the Om Shanti mantra in 3 rounds of 3. Seeing the golden circles of light pouring forth from your sun center, radiating the light with the Om Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, 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 Shanti. O ye powers that be, pour forth thy blessings upon us. Dissolve away the difficult karmas, that we might become an ever greater blessing unto life. Show us that which is needed most, swiftly, surely, and most harmoniously. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhyanamulam Guru Murti, Pujamulam Guru Padam, Mantramulam Guru Vakyam, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. Om Gum Guru Vyo Namaha. Thou art blessed. Become an ever greater blessing to all of those who enter your aura. Namaste. Namaste, Ji. Thank you for the blessing of your presence, for your wisdom, for your wonderful, wonderful, wonderful yoga city. It is wonderful to meditate with you. Have a good, enjoyable week. Namaste, Ji. Shanti.